idea. So, Jackalore wants to take as his next -1 Malkavians, who usually don't give a fuck, but apparently this dude pissed them off while they were helping take the city.
Specifically kick the Malkavians around. Just fuck the Malkavians.
You have made a pattern of bullying Malkavians.
Yeah.
Let me just check as to who the Malkavian with the highest willpower is. I think you're in for pranking here. You're so
It's kind
lucky.
of a thing where they pranked me once and I got unduly upset with it, and then they were like, man, he's no fun.
Oh no, they wouldn't
And
be
then I
he's
continued.
no fun. If you burn someone's face with blood boil and send them to a week of recovery, it's not a he's no fun, it's a... The whole network goes, in the local area, you know? And the problem is that they all know by now. It's been more than a week. They all know that you did it that one time.
Yep.
And that you've done that kind of crap in the past. Okay, so describe this specific event.
So a Malkavian was like, you know what's a great idea? Well, I'm in here, with his permission, I'll enter the library and read some of the books there. I'm sure they're really nice books. And I just went, oh hell no, and burn the guy and threw him out on the street afterwards.
Yeah, let's see. You know, it was actually a really innocent book. It was this dude, by the way. He's one of the Malkavians in town. It was essentially an anatomy book, an antique. And he was treating it gently, but you just flipped the fuck out.
In my library? Never.
Actually, do we want to make this dude? He's not gonna hate you in particular. He's just gonna... You know what? We're gonna say that this was in the past, and it was an innocent book, but it wasn't one of these specific Malkavians, because I don't want to give you an enemy, even a weak one.
Okay, it's fine.
Because it would kind of end up functioning like that, and he's just strong enough to potentially kill you if he gets really lucky.
So yay.
Oh, we don't really want that from the history stuff. You already have that from the local gangrel Primogen. That's a PC.
Malkavians are usually laid back, but... You are lucky. Oh, right, this is actually a Dominate Malk, too. Oh. Who'd have thunk it?
So, anyway.
Okay, so
Positive.
that's 3 negatives, so the next positive.
I mean...
Maybe you're just that good at... Well, no. Ass kissing is already on there. You need to have another thing to double on the positives. But you need someone to keep you the fuck alive!
I know. I'm probably going to pick Toreador again, honestly.
Okay. In what way this time?
I mean, they like me because I'm actually a pretty good architect, you know?
And you share
I mean-
sketches or something?
Yeah. One of those little things I like to do.
Keep in mind, all of these little things that need maintenance, they do cut into your ritual time.
I know.
But, okay, I am considering forcing you to take the gargoyle creation ritual, though, with your points. Because you've made it part of your backstory now, and you have eidetic memory, so you're not really in position to have known it and then forgotten it. Unless you just did it the once and powered through it despite not knowing it properly.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't have known it because they wouldn't want to tell me it.
I mean, it.
Because they know. It's one of the things they wouldn't want to give me access no matter what I did.
Your sire probably had a copy of it in his library.
Mm.
That's the thing. There's a good chance you don't have it in your library, actually.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
So you would need to have known it for said backstory to make sense. But hey, it could be useful. You could make more gargoyles.
It's like... I mean, in theory, it could be a good thing. In theory. Just don't like that theory.
I mean, it was your decision.
I'd probably honestly just have powered through it once.
Then you
I
would
have enough
have...
intelligence.
Then you have a very illegal copy in a safe somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, hiding doing it once was hard enough. And getting the clan to actually forge those records. So...
At this point, I'm somewhat becoming convinced that he's actually just laying the pathwork for his next character, who will be able to just take over the Chantry.
Maybe.
No,
I'd never do that.
Jackalor, you...
No.
If
I wouldn't do that. I really wouldn't.
if that were to happen and you were to horribly die, bad things would happen.
Chantry would be totally disbanded if anyone would start wanting me dead amongst the truly wanting me dead amongst the Tremere. There's no fucking way that would stand.
Okay, so
It's too
give
dangerous.
us a specific on impressing Toreador with your artistic skills.
I mean, there was this once as an ancillary. I met with some other ancillary, and there was like, and they were actually pretty surprised that that a Tremere could ever possibly have made something that beautiful.
Okay, that works. That's a second +1 to the Toreador. I mean, given that you like to stay inside and the Toreador currently control like the only herd that's for sale for the public, you're in a good position to stack those positives. Okay, so the last negative, I think.
Mm-hmm. You know, I could pick Tsumishi.
You should pick
could.
Zamichi. The gargoyle was probably born from a Sabadzi Mitzi.
Yeah, totally picking Tsumishi here.
I might actually change his disciplines then to reflect the scout gargoyles instead, or whatever they were. That were from Zamitzi, because they have separate bloodlines in one of the books. As
They do.
optional
It's
variants.
Lore of the Bloodlines, and
Yeah.
I generally don't bother with it in some ways because they switched some of those little things to just have 3 disciplines each instead of the 4 of the regular gargoyles. Hey,
Does it count flight as one of them?
no, it doesn't.
I
You
mean,
want you?
flight
probably
is an
just add
extra
that.
thing, so I know. I'll figure it out. I might let Jackalor have a say in how the gargoyle's actually built then. Maybe.
Yeah,
I mean-
it does mention flight for all of them. So
So, well, that would be the 4th one then.
no, it has it as their 3rd.
Oh.
That's
We'll decide off screen.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, So, Zimishi, I've kidnapped at least one of them.
You
And
had
in general,
a
it probably gonna have
sire's
to be-
face smashed in by a gargoyle that used to be his child.
Yeah, I'd totally probably do that just to be a dick to him, personally.
Just sadness will abound, and actually Bacon is here. Holy crap, I have no words.
I asked him to come in. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so is that what you want to go with the specific?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the Zemitzi are already at like a -3 to Ultramir, but you in particular need to die.
We come to thee who desires to die.
My dear Prince, we have your city surrounded. Luckily for you, there is a way out of this for both of us without a great deal of bloodshed. Give us the Tremere and we'll leave.
Like,
Jackalor's like,
he's
let
bash down,
gas!
like, chanted. He's trying to bash down my chanter doors. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Well, time to burn the library and run the fuck away. Again.
I'm imagining this actually happening in Elysia while you're all sitting around the table meeting the Sabbat representative. And William's like, Legas! The prince goes,
I think that's the time when I just roll fucking thaumaturge and just go up in a puff of smoke.
That would be a good reveal for that power.
1 second the Tremere is there, the other second the Tremere is gone.
The Sabbat representative rolls counter magic.
I don't think that's how that works, I'm pretty sure. You have to target them with that.
It depends on how much dice they have. Or how
Oh,
many
yeah, that's
levels
true.
in it. If they have 5, they can affect anything that they can see happening, I think.
Think so, yeah.
Which also, strangely enough, involves rituals.
The fucking shit.
So someone could try to go through the wards and try to unweave them, even with just 3 dice, if it was affecting them, I think.
Yeah, in theory. But it's kind of really fucking hard with 3 dice since it's 9 plus 5. So.
I mean, no, they unweave the magics of the ritual itself, not the willpower thing. So they would need, 5 successes, but they wouldn't botch.
Yeah. Pretty sure I would notice if they were trying that.
Alarms would go off, yes. It's just that when people do this, it's, by the time they get there, your battle wizard has already absorbed all the electricity and is throwing 11 bolt at them.
Sounds about right.
Probably once or twice they tried to do that while you weren't here. But yeah, essentially, if your chantry's defense get damaged, the power of the node will rebuild them. So ward might stay down for a night if something breaks it at most. And it would be... Come next night, well, it would be rebuilt.
Yeah, but that one might well be too late.
Well, yes, that's why you don't have any ghouls anymore. Okay, so the Zemitzi hate him, Demi. The Gangrel, he got a clan enmity for, because he usually captures some Gangrel who claim not to be part of the Camarilla and discreetly turns them into gargoyles or abominations or experiments on them, and the Gangrel noticed. Essentially, consider Jackalor your arch nemesis.
Let me ask again. Why are we working together?
You need to come up with events in which you have worked together in the past and have established reasons for you to trust each other now. That's why you have that homework, because I know you guys and there needs to be in-character reasons for this.
I have a plausible one. We are all bloodbound to Vivian.
Vivian's running the entire city.
I don't think I'd be I'd go for that. Really don't.
No, Bacon, no. Just no.
It would be the easier answer.
No. You do not get
No.
take that way out.
No.
You're secretly Sabat, you've all partaken of the Voldery.
Oh gods.
We've been taking part of the Valdery for so long with each other, we all have 10s.
I think it would balance out somewhere between 8 and 10. Probably over the long
No,
term.
we all have 10.
I mean, due to the way the mechanics work, you have to meet your current rating to go up, and at 10, it's gonna fluctuate back and forth a bit at the top end.
But you don't go down unless you botch.
Well, yes, but you have 50-50 chance, well, an equal chance of rolling either a 10 or a 1.
Yeah, it would basically
Yeah.
just flip-flop for 9 and 10. Sometimes 8.
Yeah.
Still high as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh well. Enough theory crafting. Back to actual stuff.
But yeah, your reasons for interacting. Next session, we're gonna start with that. So, that's your last
I mean, we have
negative,
2
I
people
believe.
here. We can go through our
that's my
stuff,
last-
generally.
You can go with how both of you met Jackalor. But I need everyone there for how you've met each other and worked with each other together, because that established essentially at least the major points of connection between you. Like the most major events that you shared. Because, that determines why you haven't killed each other yet.
Can't we, me, Bacon, and Jack all do our own little parts, and then next time we can just do Demi's bit, and then do the
You can
actual
do them
together stuff?
You can do the meeting stuff, yes. But that's different from the, missions you've done together other than meeting each other individually. Because that's supposed to tie the group together. Like,
I'll see what you mean, I guess.
I'll explain later. So that was your last negative, right? So I think we have one more positive. So who's it gonna be?
Oh man. Probably Ventru.
Okay. Why would the Ventru like you extra much?
Sneak a bit.
So Jackalor is uppity to everyone else except the Ventru. And the prince is like, what are you talking about? He's such a good guy. He clearly sees everyone as they are.
I've actively helped the Ventru. Helped Ventru, Ventru being in trouble. Yeah, I might as well help them.
So you prop up their power.
Yeah.
You know, Bacon, what the move is when you have a vassal like this? Do you want
No.
me to tell you?
Yes, please.
You make sure that everyone that not just some people despise them, you make sure that everyone despises them, and that their entire survival depends on your favor. That way they'll stay loyal.
That's a good idea.
I was planning on staying loyal anyway.
Well,
Extra loyalty!
Sure, Jackalor, I believe in you.
Bacon, remember what Wolfgang did to Nietzsche?
Yes.
Do that to Jackalor. That's the way to bind him to you.
Yeah, I think I will rewatch out the original campaign to see exactly how he was fucked.
I was going to help you anyway.
Sure,
Jackalor.
we believe you.
No, seriously, I was going to help him no matter what, almost.
Almost.
If he's trying to kill me, I wouldn't be helping him. That's essentially the type of shit I wouldn't help him at that. At that point, I wouldn't.
Jackalor, your
What the fuck, man?
reputation speaks for itself. People know you experiment on random gangrel you catch, for fuck's sake.
Isn't this war?
So, you have that one status, right?
I mean, that's why he doesn't have essentially 3 for long and noble service to Camarilla, because he's also covered himself in shit time and again. I mean, people are like, well, I guess it takes this kind of crap to survive a Sabbat siege for a century, but I don't really want to hang with him. Did you
And the
see
weird kid in the room that everybody knows and nobody wants to touch because he's that weird.
Okay. Bacon, did you see the list of the potential nodes Jackalor could have got?
No.
It's
Wait,
in the tabletop chat.
Don't worry about it. It's a
That's-
thing.
It's on
Let me open
Discord.
Yeah, I still did not open it.
Essentially, there's all kinds of stuff. He got the Shadow Lord's faction of werewolves, which are not the stupid, blood-crazed, murdering assholes. They're the stupid, blood-crazed... Actually, no, they're the smart, blood-crazed, murdering assholes. That's the way to describe them.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Great, Jackalor.
But here's the good news, Bacon. These assholes might actually make a deal with you to get him.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a great Jackalor. Thank you.
I hate you so much, Bacon. Bacon, what the fuck?
Bacon, look, you have to keep Jackalor safe. Because he is a very valuable negotiable commodity.
There are
Is that-
so many people you could sell him to if you're in trouble. You could get like half a dozen gangrel in here as reinforcement if you just sell the Jackalor.
I hate you so much right now. I hate you so much.
That's absolutely true.
Sabbat come to us, we can offer him, and there's a good chance they will actually just lay off the siege to go torture him.
It depends. It depends. If it's a Zemitzi Elder in charge, they will fuck off after they get Jackalor. It's like a basic trade. You give us the Tremere, we go away for a year. Major boon for major boon.
That is,
Demi
That-
says
that
we
is,
should hold an auction to sell Jackalor.
I will kill you if you try. I fucking swear I will use every ritual in my fucking knowledge to kill every one of you if you try.
staked from behind!
You'll never get into my chantry, Malkavian. You're never getting into my chantry.
Really think you can? I don't need to be in
The
your
Nosferatu
fucking
like him, Jackalor. I think Bacon might have someone as well. Oh my fucking god.
I love that he thinks that me being in his chantry matters.
Yeah.
No, I
Jack-
don't need to be in your chantry.
Jackalor, he can call in a moderate boon with the Toreador who has the herd, and your supplies cut off. He can offer another moderate boon for the Lord to cut off your mirror just for a few months. There
Assuming I don't have more.
But you need to go outside to place the other ends.
Yeah, so?
See, the Malkavians don't dislike you a great deal, Jackalor. But at the same time, they dislike you just enough that if they're really bored and it's not too dangerous, they will help fuck you over.
I'll kill everyone, as it seems. Somehow.
I think you also forget a couple things about my character herself.
Let's
I know
put
every
it,
single
let's
one
put
of
it
those.
this way, Jackalor. Your wizard grabs you from behind and you feel a stake penetrate your backside. He whispers in your ear, "It's for the good of the clan. I'm sorry."
Fucking god.
I have a question for you, Jackalor. Do you feel safe with your fellow clansmen?
Fuck you.
Some of them are popular and will go to Elysium where they could meet all kinds of horrible influences.
I'm aware.
So why don't you give me a specific on how you found it true? And may the divines have mercy on your soul.
Oh gods. Fuck you all.
I mean, Jackalor, I do have a recommendation as an ST for you. Maybe you should put down the fucking shovel.
No! I can't! It's impossible. Sorry.
I'm just... I'm
he's
imagining a tense meeting on the road when Bergdahl and William met each other for the first time. With William barely escaping with his life now.
I mean, I can fly, he can't, so I think I win that one.
He can go mist form and he can float.
Yeah,
And
but he
you
can't fly.
you can't fly that fast either.
Pretty fast.
You want to double
Think I
check
can
on
fly.
that? Because I don't
Think I
think
can-
you're going fast.
Faster than him, anyway, I think.
I'm pretty sure he actually goes pretty quick himself.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I think you're both at just basic running speed. And you're just one willpower failure away from him just going, "Gotcha, bitch!"
Damn it.
Or him just going right next to you and reforming and grabbing onto you.
I can lift him.
You can, but you need to beat his willpower thing.
True.
Which I'm not saying is impossible, but at the same time, he does have dread gaze as well. So even then, he's not, defenseless, and he has good dice on that.
Mm-hmm. Long story short, I don't want to be anywhere near him, generally speaking.
But
It
you
does
will
seem
have
like
met
this
at some
form-
point.
This form is just still based on dexterity as far as I can tell. So, it would just depend on how fast he is on that.
I mean, he could buff it, and Jackalor's dexterity isn't that good either. Actually, I think flat out running is more powerful than the basic speed that Thaumaturgy offers, because I think that might be just a flat 30.
I think it might be.
I'll have to check, actually.
So, yeah, Jackalor, and yeah, just don't count on it.
What was
Okay, so, yeah, the specific on how you would have helped the Tremere, I think.
Didn't I already do the last one?
I think you described the general. Don't think you described the specific yet.
Okay.
No, I've
Can
done
fly
six.
At 3, fly at approximately running speed. So they basically go about the same speed.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you reiterate
Yeah, I've
the
already
specific
done
then for me?
I've already done 6. 2 went through, 2 Tornado,
Yes,
2
the second
Nosferatu.
went through one.
Oh. Uh. Hmm.
You should be writing these down.
Hmm. Anyway, what was that? Yeah, it was that. Uh, hmm. How would I go about that?
Let me show you how to embezzle, little boy.
There was a like an recent venture prince in a town I was in, and I helped him stabilize his rule a bit.
How?
Yeah, how did you do that?
Because it seems to me like that's a, oh yeah, I just stabilized this rule. Bitch, how powerful do you think you are?
No, a little bit. No, not
How?
even a little
How?
bit.
Even a
Yes.
little bit. I don't know what influence you have here.
What did you actually do, Jackalore? Because
I
what you're
gave him
saying is very general.
like gave him like bone of lies, a few burning blades and shit.
That's not helping his rule.
Yes,
Aw.
and generally speaking, I seriously doubt that was just a gift out of the goodness of your heart, because usually you can extract pretty decent boons for that.
Mm-hmm. I'm
And this would have been centuries ago, so you would have been more of a bitch back then.
Yeah, you're right on that. Hmm. It's a big incident. Hmm. Hmm. And if I can't use that thing.
Fuck's sake, you're a manipulative asshole. Play on that. It's your one strength.
I know.
You could have easily given a Ventru neonate or two some advice on what to say.
Yeah, true. It's fair enough, I guess.
So, give us
Yeah.
the specifics. What kind of situation
Um,
was it?
I mean, some Ventru neonates came for me. Well, some Ventru neonates were in a spot of trouble and gave them advice on how to get out of it. You know,
What
they
kind
were
of
in like
trouble?
financial trouble. I taught them how to go and cook the books a bit.
I'm not entirely sure you would be able to help them on the accounting side with two finance, not if they're actually proper Ventru.
Neonates, you know.
Even so, your skills would probably be comparable.
Hmm.
I do kind of have a suggestion, possibly. He wants to kind of go along that route. He may have actually helped them with, a similar kind of deal where they were doing finances and such. But once they actually completed it, he found that he didn't really. He had to leave or something similar, so he gave the whatever was left over just to the Ventru that he was helping.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was distracted. So he just let them take over one of his unfinished projects?
Basically.
Okay,
Sounds about right.
fair enough. Sure, take your +1 there.
Yeah, thanks, Epic.
So, let's start with Vivian and William meeting. When would you two have met?
Probably
When do you
world.
want?
Hmm?
If you want.
I mean, I don't think we could have met each other as vampires in fucking in the old world, since I was never a vampire.
Yeah, no. Jackalor, no, seriously, you need to write down what patterns of behavior you have that led to these pluses and minuses. That's it. That's
Yeah,
that's the important fucking thing.
The specific instance is semi-important, but more important is the habit.
Yeah, the specific instance is a way of explaining exactly how it's meant. But yeah, looking at your timelines, let's see. 1600s, Epic had just arrived from the Caribbean, or not so Caribbean, and you were only embraced in 1630, and from 1730 you were acting as independent agent, which was more or less when Epic started traveling around the Americas. So somewhere between 1730 and 1800s when you would have met each other.
Alright. So fairly recently in a lot of ways.
That's halfway through your unlives, actually. That's
Yeah.
a fairly long time ago. Just more
This is
recently than
true.
the others.
More, yes, that's really what, you know what I meant. Much more recent than the other people. I knew you more as like, well, definitely Ancillary level.
Since we're sharing and making these together, Epic, do you mind if I let everyone see your backstory? Because that's a semi-decent way to write it all down.
Go right ahead.
Okay, in all journals, there we go. This is the kind of notes I'm looking for, Jackalor. These I can use.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll try to do it something.
So, you were acting as an agent for your regent, gradually heading out further and further, and you were trolling the courts, generally helping people. So, you probably at one point would have run into each other. You on a mission and you just chillin'. So any ideas on what kind of an event your meeting might have been?
Just need a quick little bit of whatever Jackalor is doing, and I can fit myself in.
I would.
He's
Probably, yeah.
probably acting as a representative of Clan Tremere, building ties and helping reinforce the respect for his clan and their presence in various courts, which don't necessarily always have an established chantry at this point in the city.
Okay.
Just essentially traveling magic salesman, most likely.
And I am a traveling, caregiver. Okay. So he's just going around, going to the courts, being proclaimed, I am helping Clan Tremere. They shall do many great things.
Well, more like, handshaking. Hey, you wanna buy some burning blades? I got burning blades.
Oh. Okay. This needs to be answered. Has he or has he not yet managed to do the whole Malkavian burn face thing?
Probably not.
That is probably later, but his attitude towards the clan would already show. It's like a long-term thing.
Yeah.
Alright. So, doesn't need to be too bad. I suppose Vivian, upon seeing this Tremere that's going around and trying to make good ties and offering burning blades, would go up and introduce herself as, you know, Vivian Gray. Pleasure to meet you. Generally enjoys talking to people. Things of that nature.
William Durant,
Mm-hmm.
a member of Clan Tremere.
She didn't
How may
mention
I
her
be of
clan.
service?
So, you've been offering things to people, is that correct?
Yes. What are you looking? Are you looking to buy?
No, just asking questions. So, what do you know about Clan Tremere? I'm very curious.
Well, what are you asking about specifically?
But that was the question for you. You answer questions with questions? You can keep this up all day.
Epic,
I answered
are you
questions
trying to fuck with him? Because if so, just give me manipulation expression.
Yes, I'm subtly trying to fuck with him.
And you give me perception empathy to see how quickly you catch on. Well, the whole court is starting to snigger.
Wow. Wow. These roll.
Give us the
My
roll,
roll sucks
Epic.
so
Let's
far,
see how bad it is.
Okay, does enchanting voice at all apply here? Because this is more of for the audience than for him.
It would apply for the audience, so... Oh god, You're actually trying to humiliate... Sure, it applies.
Yes!
Fucking hate you, Epic.
So what was it?
Base of 6, you asshole.
Sure. Was it charisma or manipulation?
Manipulation, I think, because you're trying to lead him into embarrassing himself.
Alright, baby, come on. And, I'm not sure if persuasive would or would not apply, but I'll just leave that up to you.
Oh my fucking god, I hate you so much. Why can't you get ones? Why can't you get ones? No, I
You
want to
know,
get ones.
after that, there was always about Kavian and Elysium whenever you went to that town, and they were like, oh, don't ask him about Tremere Affairs, he doesn't know anything about Glad Tremere.
I fucking hate you, Epic. I fucking hate you.
There's that one
You're a
city
massive asshole.
where there's always a Malkavian just unobtrusively hanging around nearby because the network in the city resonates with this sweet, sweet memory. Actually, with 7 or 8 successes over you, don't be surprised if Malkavians from other cities on occasion remember this event as well.
Fucking hate you so much, Epic. You're a fucking asshole.
You're the one.
No, no,
You're the one that chose to make my clan a negative.
Epic, give me a wits awareness to see how far this would spread through the network.
Oh, I was actually going to ask a question about that, but never got to it. Could I switch one of my little 2s in the knowledges, maybe like academics or something, over to another dot of awareness?
I don't think that makes sense. Because
Okay,
those are
let's check.
integral to your backstory. Those, yeah, like,
I will,
those are things you kind of need to have.
Okay, difficulty?
Difficulty... there are other Malkavians present, and this is apparently a very shining example, so we'll make it a 5.
Fucking hate you,
We'll
Chris.
see.
He has
Nah,
like
not
no
that one.
dice. It's just a story that gets passed on. It's a you wouldn't know about it. It's not a story the Ventrue would tell you. It's a Malkavian legend.
Fuck you.
Yep.
Fucking hell.
I mean, that resonated really well with that court, though.
You know, I'm just imagining Vivian just sitting around a campfire with the Malkavians like, have you heard of William the Oblivious? I thought not. It's not a story that Tremere would tell you. It's a Malkavian legend. Lean closer and I will enlighten you.
But yeah, the reason I was torn a little bit for what to do for a moment was actually just because I knew he had a minus with, Malkavians. So generally doesn't treat them very well. So what would my Malkavian do upon first meeting somebody that she knew doesn't treat the Malkavians well?
So, your first meeting with Epic was a prank, Dracolor. Luckily for you, a relatively harmless one.
Fucking hate him still.
Okay, let's Actually, I have an idea for how William might have met Percy. Let's see if the timelines line up. Yeah. He worked as Primogen on Frontline Cities for a long time. He might have actually been Primogen in New Orleans before it fell. Though that might not be your first meeting, actually. Which is something we need to decide if that is something that you have just done together or if that was the first time you met.
Which one?
Well, after you became Regent, because
Yeah.
there is a chance he might have served as the eventual Primogen for New Orleans before it fell.
Maybe. Bacon?
Uh,
Okay.
I was muted. Yeah, that makes sense.
1700 to 1800 he was missing in action, so yeah, him passing through New Orleans or coming here as Primogen is pretty much the only way you would have met him before this, due to how the timelines line up. Demi, it's not Tremere William, it's Regent William the Oblivious.
God damn it.
Have I ever told you the tragedy of Regent William the Oblivious? Oh, this is gonna last as long as I leap at the mage, I think.
Fuck you.
Come on,
I hate you all.
you fucking earned this, it's not our fault.
Dude, I
Yes,
wouldn't
it
have
is.
done that if you hadn't went with a history of being bad with the Malkavians.
Why someone want to be bad with Malkavians?
Because I don't like them.
That's why you are good with them, so they stop annoying you.
Were you good with the Malkavians, Bacon?
He never did anything bad with them, so
So just kind of the regular.
yeah.
See, he was smart enough not to piss them off. Oh my fucking god. So yeah, Bacon, would you have been passing through New Orleans or would you have just settled in here as a regent without ever having been to the city first?
Regent?
Maybe-
What?
Well, not regent as Primogen.
He would probably pass by the city before.
Okay. So, probably nearby fighting. You staying here for a couple of weeks before moving on.
Yes, something like that.
I don't think Jackalor's character would be a recluse yet,
No, probably not.
because he was probably pretty recently made a regent. You probably passed through 10-15 years after he was made regent.
Yeah.
I think that timeline makes sense. So
he was not an arrogant bastard.
oh, he
Or
was
a
an
very
arrogant
arrogant
bastard, but he always respected Ventru as befits a high clan.
Yeah.
Helped your neonates and respected your elders.
No. So he was a decent asshole.
I mean, the Bruja would call him a bootlicker, and they would be right. The Ventru would call him a pillar of the community.
I mean, someone licking your boots clean is something important to become a real.
Out of character terms, he has +2 with Toreador and Ventru, so he's your kind of people, Bacon.
Oh, yeah, I would get along with him. Probably,
Yeah. Yeah, but when how would we have met? You know, first time.
well, yeah, coming into the city, he would probably go greet the local prince, the local primogen, and if he heard good stuff about his premier that is very good with the Highlands, he would go to greet him.
Oh my fucking god. Bacon, I know exactly how you two met. You heard about him, and you heard a lot of good things from the clans you care about. So, the first time you met him was when you brought him some of the prisoners you had captured for him to experiment on.
Oh,
Great.
God.
Uh, so, Jackal, do you want to, I don't know, fuck with a Dimitri that is the child of a powerful one?
It wouldn't
Like-
be that specific event, but it would be something like it. So, Bacon, give me strength melee for your performance in combat, and give me intelligence occult for your performance in the lab, Jackalor.
Difficulty for this one.
6 for both of you. This is just general competence.
Considering laboratories, doesn't it give me extra dice on this? Well, research.
Research, I think it gives you. I don't know. But. We'll
It doesn't
factor
matter
that-
too
yeah,
much.
you just have a rating of 2, so that just means you usually have readily available space for anything you might need
Okay.
to do, not necessarily
This
special
is the
equipment.
showing of competency.
Yeah.
You failed your show of
Oh my
competency.
fucking god! Oh my fucking god!
Do you have a specialty
Oh,
in
God.
strength picked yet, Bacon?
Strength, I think it's vicious.
Yeah, I'd say
Vicious.
vicious would apply here. Vicious can't definitely applies here.
You've impressed each other.
You know, you caught a couple of neonates, but the monstrosities that this asshole turned them into, my god. Somehow he was able to hotwire one of their peeps' Caldonism to turn him into a burning, frenzying vampire monster to throw at the enemies. He didn't last for more than a couple of nights, but gods are those bloody nights.
Huh, it looks like Alan found another interesting.
And that's
Uh,
why Jackalor is allowed to be with the party after all. The prince likes him a lot. And that's
Yes.
why you took this city. Because the Ventru went, nah, I worked with that dude. He's legit. He's hardcore.
He gave a impression on Alan as strong as the one that Vivian gave him. So yeah, Jackalord, you did good.
Try to record the successes of these initial meetings if you can, because that helps us if we ever need to reference this, and by the time we do need to reference this, we'll have forgotten how good the rolls were relatively.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for Jackalor's things, generally speaking, other than the stuff we'll handle in the intro, I do want each of you, and that includes you, Demi, who's watching from Twitch, to give me 2 more situations where you've run into one or more of the members of the player party and where you've interacted with each other or been preferably forced to work together in some way. So we have enough of these ties to properly bind you together as a group, despite differences of opinion and hatreds. And yeah, we're gonna wrap this up here. Like, you don't need to flesh out the details among yourselves, just each of you have 2 ideas of when you might have run into some of the others. You know?
Okay.
It doesn't need to be too long a period, something from a couple of days to a couple of months. Kind of thing, you know? And that...
Yep.
Yeah, that works out great. And, yeah. So much for Jackalor. Every story needs a character like this. Someone virtually unkillable that fucks it up for everyone else.